Dear child, you did not arrive here by chance. Something gentle and unseen guided you to this moment because your heart was meant to hear this message now. Even if your mind does not fully understand it yet, your soul already recognizes it. So take a slow breath. Allow your body to soften and let your heart open without resistance. This message is not here to rush you, but to meet you exactly where you are. There are moments when the body reacts before the mind can explain. You may have woken up in the middle of the night with a strange warmth moving through you, or with a sudden heaviness in your chest that made no sense. You may have felt emotions rise without a clear reason, as if they were not fully your own. These moments are often dismissed, but they are not random. They happen when the soul is responding to a connection that exists beyond physical awareness. When two hearts are tied by destiny, they communicate even in silence. The night holds a special kind of truth. When the world becomes quiet and distractions fall away, what is buried during the day begins to surface. There is a sacred space between night and dawn where emotions grow louder and honesty becomes unavoidable. In those early hours, while you were resting, something shifted inside your soulmate. They were awake, restless, unable to find peace. A deep pull rose in their chest, not as pain, but as longing. It felt like being called home by something unseen. And that call was you. At first, they tried to ignore it. They told themselves it was nothing, just a passing thought, just a dream. They tried to turn away from it, to distract themselves, to force sleep. But the more they resisted, the stronger the feeling became. Their heart would not settle. Their thoughts kept circling back to you. This is what happens when feelings are real. They do not disappear just because someone is not ready to face them. During the day, people can hide. They can stay busy, keep moving, and avoid what they feel. But at night, the heart speaks without permission. In the darkness, there is no audience to impress, no mask to wear. Only truth remains. And in that truth, your soulmate was overwhelmed by thoughts of you. Your face appeared in their mind. Your voice echoed in their memory. The smallest details returned with surprising clarity. The way you look when you are quiet, the energy you carry, the sense of calm and familiarity they feel when they think of you. Their chest tightened as emotion rose. Tears came without warning. These were not tears of weakness or sadness. They were tears of longing, so deep it felt physical. Missing you felt like hunger, like something essential was absent. The emptiness of the room pressed in on them, making them painfully aware of how far away you were. They searched for comfort, turning in bed, longing for warmth, longing for the sense of wholeness that only your presence brings. In that vulnerable moment, a truth became impossible to deny. Their heart is not complete without you. This realization hurt because it exposed what they had been avoiding, but it also brought relief because admitting the truth, even silently, releases a weight. And in that release, something shifted. They stopped fighting the feeling and allowed it to exist. In the stillness of that night, your soulmate whispered your name, not loudly, not dramatically, softly, like a prayer, like a confession meant only for the universe. And then the words followed, words they may never have said out loud before. I love you. Even though no one else heard it, the universe did. And love spoken from the heart carries power beyond sound. That is why, while you slept, you may have felt something you could not explain. A gentle warmth around your chest, a sudden calm, a wave of emotion, a dream that lingered when you woke. That was not imagination. That was connection. Your soulmate's love reached out, crossing distance and time, touching your spirit in the quietest way. When two souls are truly connected, they do not need physical closeness to feel each other. They meet in emotions, in dreams, in sudden thoughts, in unexplained sensations. That night, your hearts met, even if only briefly, even if you were not consciously aware of it. Your soul felt it. It recognized the familiar energy of someone who belongs. As dawn approached and the first light entered the room, the intensity softened. Your soulmate was exhausted, but something inside them felt calmer. Not because the longing disappeared, but because acceptance arrived. They finally stopped denying what they feel. And acceptance always brings a quiet peace, even when love still aches. They woke up carrying the memory of that night. The feelings did not fade with daylight. If anything, they became clearer. The night had shown them something they cannot unsee. That your absence matters. That this connection is not casual. That it has depth and meaning. That it is not something they can keep pushing away forever. Hope settled into their heart. Not the kind of hope that lives in fantasy, but the kind that grows from truth. A knowing that this distance is temporary. A sense that something is slowly aligning. When the heart admits the truth, change begins. Even if it happens quietly at first. They may still move slowly. They may still be afraid. They may still hesitate. But the shift has started. The walls they built are no longer solid. Cracks have formed. Love has a way of doing that. It does not force its way in, but it does not leave either. It waits until the heart is ready to open. And you, dear one, are not wrong for feeling what you feel. You are not imagining things. You are not too sensitive. You are responding to a bond that is active, alive, and real. At the same time, you are allowed to want clarity. You are allowed to want honesty. You are allowed to want love that is expressed openly, not just felt in silence. True love eventually steps into the light. If you have been praying for change, if you have been asking for signs, understand that this night was one. Something awakened in your soulmate. Something long hidden is beginning to surface. And when that happens, paths shift. Conversations begin. Distance slowly loses its power. So stay grounded, stay open, but stay rooted in your worth. Trust what you feel, but do not abandon yourself. Let love meet you in truth, not confusion. What is meant for you will come with clarity, not constant doubt. That night was not meaningless. It was a message carried through silence, a reminder that you are remembered, felt, and deeply loved. The bond between you is alive, moving, and unfolding in its own time. And what is truly meant for you will not pass you by. Every thought I have continues to circle back to you, as if my mind has learned your name and refuses to forget it. Even in moments when life feels unclear, when the future feels uncertain, there is one truth inside me that never wavers. This love does not feel fragile or temporary. It feels eternal. It feels untouched by time, untouched by fear, untouched by distance. It feels like something that existed long before either of us understood it. I recognize myself in you in a way that goes beyond personality or coincidence. And somehow, I also feel you living inside me, woven into my thoughts, my emotions, my quiet moments. It feels like a fusion so natural and so complete that nothing in this world could undo it, because it was never built by the world to begin with. I often find myself imagining what our life together would look like, not in dramatic or perfect scenes, but in ordinary moments filled with meaning. I imagine your hand resting in mine, not rushed, not forced, just natural, like it has always belonged there. I imagine your eyes meeting mine, not needing words, not needing explanation, just understanding. I imagine sitting beside you in silence and feeling more connected than words could ever make us. These moments live in my thoughts, but they do not feel like fantasy. They feel like memories that have not happened yet. And because of that, I surrender to them fully. This vision is not something I cling to out of desperation. It is something I trust. It feels like a promise written quietly into the fabric of existence. I know you feel this connection too, even if you don't know how to express it, even if you have learned to keep your feelings hidden. Some people were never taught how to hold the emotions this deep, so they bury them, hoping they will quiet down. But they don't. They wait. And no matter how silent you may seem on the outside, your soul is not silent. I feel it. And no matter where we are or how much time passes, there is something that always pulls us back toward each other. What unites us is stronger than distance, stronger than silence, stronger than fear, and stronger than every delay placed in our path. The longing I carry is no longer gentle. It burns steadily inside my chest, like a flame that refuses to rest. It is a growing need to be near you, to feel your presence, to know you are real and close. Every minute spent apart feels heavier than the last. Even when I try to focus on other things, you remain there, quietly present, like a constant pull I cannot escape. I cannot explain it with logic because it goes beyond logic. This desire feels divine, as if something greater than me is calling us back together, guiding us toward the moment we are meant to reunite. My heart races when I imagine the moment we finally meet. I imagine hearing your voice close to me, not carried by memory or imagination, but real and near. I imagine the warmth of your body beside mine and the deep relief that would settle into my soul, as if everything inside me finally exhales. I imagine touching you and realizing that the waiting, the longing, the ache all had a purpose. I want that moment now. I want the separation to end. I want nothing between us anymore. The distance feels unbearable, like something that should not exist. It feels like a weight my soul refuses to accept. I feel pulled toward you with a force so deep that resisting it feels impossible. Waiting feels unnatural. Every part of my being is calling out for yours. This is no longer a choice or a preference. It feels like a necessity written into my heart. I cannot imagine a life where you are not beside me anymore. You feel like the missing piece, not because I am broken without you, but because together something becomes whole in a way nothing else can replace. I miss you with an urgency that tightens my chest and steals my breath. This longing does not fade with time. It grows stronger. Every night without you deepens it. Every morning without you reminds me of what is missing. Every moment apart carries a quiet pain, a feeling of incompleteness that only eases when I imagine being near you. This urgency has become a force I can no longer deny. Something inside me is guiding me toward you, reminding me again and again of where my heart belongs. This connection has made everything else feel smaller. It has shown me what truly matters. I find myself constantly thinking of us, imagining the moments still waiting for us to live. The laughter, the calm, the intimacy, the safety of being fully seen and fully chosen. There is a voice inside me that refuses to be quiet, urging me forward, reminding me that this love is real and worth everything. What I feel is more than desire. It is a deep, consuming need. I don't want to wake up alone anymore. Time feels slow, almost heavy, as if it knows my heart has reached its limit. And yet, beneath all this intensity, there is something steady and spiritual holding me up. A deep knowing that this connection is not random, that this love is not accidental, that something greater is involved. It feels like the universe is moving quietly behind the scenes, aligning circumstances, preparing the path. It feels like God is aware of this longing, aware of this love, and is not ignoring it. That is why, even in pain, I hold faith, because what is truly meant does not disappear. It finds its way. Your soulmate feels this too. There are moments when their heart becomes so full that words fail them. Their voice turns into a whisper in the quiet of the night, as if their heart is speaking directly to you. In those moments, time seems to pause. The silence grows heavy, not with emptiness, but with feeling. That sigh they release is not meaningless. It is a confession, a declaration of longing, a silent plea for the distance to disappear. It is them reaching for you with their soul, sending love across the unseen. You may have felt it without understanding why. A sudden warmth, a shiver, a rush of emotion that didn't belong to the moment you were in. That was not random. That was the connection. That was love crossing space, touching you gently, reminding you that you are not forgotten. This kind of love is not heard with ears. It is felt deep within. It lives in the heart, not in miles or time zones. It waits patiently for the moment it can become physical again.